Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Gears 12 here, and today I am reviewing the first Megadeth album in my first discography entitled Killing Is My Business. And business is good. And let me tell you guys, yes, business is good. And I'll tell you why. Because, dun 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 dun, I like the album. Yes, yay! Yes, if you know of my past and you know who I am, then you understand that this is probably a great achievement for you guys, and maybe it's a good achievement for me. Anyways, let's jump off into this album. Real quick, I want to state this, a few little key points about this album, which makes it an interesting story. As we all know, Dave Mustaine got kicked out of Metallica. Bye! And that's what happened. So, if it wasn't for Metallica kicking out Dave Mustaine, we would not have Megadeth. So, when a record company entitled Combat Records discovered Megadeth and gave them $8,000 to produce their first record, and they spent half of it on drugs and food and whores. I think whores. If not, then why did they spend their money? But anyways, so they had to fire the guy that was going to produce the record, and they had to do it themselves. And that's the thing. The production on this album is not that great. It's not, and that's the thing. But at some moments you can really tell how bad the production is, and some moments you can kind of say, well, I didn't really expect there was a problem. But that's the thing. It's kind of a hit and miss. It's like some moments you hear it, some moments you don't. So, there's 3 songs that I do want to take out of the track listing that I do want to talk about specifically, and I just want to talk about them and give my little opinions on them. And then I'll jump off into my thoughts on the whole entire album, and then talking about how the band sounds. So, let's jump off into the 3 tracks I want to pull out. These Boots. This is the cover that either you hate it or you love it. Because what Dave Mustaine did, he didn't just cover These Boots Are Made for Walking. He did These Boots Are Made for Beeping Walking. That's kind of what it is. Because literally, there's a censored version because Dave Mustaine added curse words into These Boots. So it's not These Boots, it's These Mother Boopin' Boots. That's kind of what it was. So yeah, it's really annoying to hear the censored version because there was a lot of controversy and he had to censor it. But the uncensored version can be found. I've heard both. So it's really funny to hear Dave Mustaine throwing these cuss words over These Boots Are Made for F***ing Walking. Or, you know, whatever he decided to do. It was just different. But, yeah. So, like I said, it's either you love it or hate it. I don't love it or hate it. I think it's funny. That's kind of what my feeling is about it. I think it's funny. I love getting to it whenever I listen to the album. I just love hearing that cover because it makes me laugh each time. Rattlehead, which is track number 5. I love this song. And I discovered the song before I heard this album because in 2010, Megadeth were on, I think it was their last show of the tour, and then Kerry King, who was originally a guitarist for Megadeth, I think he got fired or something, joined the stage and played Rattlehead. And that was like the first time that Rattlehead was played in like years or something. Maybe more than 10 years. I'm not 100% sure. But yes, so they played Rattlehead, and I loved the live version. It was so awesome to see Dave Mustaine and Kerry King together on stage. It was just a really cool sight to see. And yeah, it was a great song, hearing it live, and then hearing it on this, I really enjoyed the riffage. I enjoyed the solo. I just enjoyed everything, and I love the title of it, Rattlehead. Just sounds really metal. The final song, yes, the Mechanix. I have to talk about it. Yeah, so, since Dave Mustaine was mad at Metallica, he took the Mechanix, that was originally going to be a Metallica song, but since when Dave got kicked out, they kept the song. Metallica slowed it down a little bit, added a slow middle section, and basically extended the song and just made it long. But, the thing is that Dave Mustaine sped the crap out of it. He played it so dang fast, it doesn't even sound like the same song Metallica does. And so basically what that states is like, this is my way, and you can play it your slow way, but I'm going to play it fast as crap. And that's what he does. The song is the original song sped up like crazy, because he's angry. And you can tell throughout this whole entire album, he is angry. And that's what it is. To the sound of the band. Now, like I said before earlier, the production is not that great. But the thing is, there's moments you can actually hear everybody. Off to Dave Mustaine's vocals. He's first discovering his vocals because for a 6-month period, he was actually looking for a vocalist. He couldn't find one, or he didn't find one he didn't like, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure if he found somebody or if he didn't find anybody. But he decided to do vocals himself. And it's interesting because his vocals stand out among people back in the day that were doing vocals. He has a unique vocal style, and that's what makes Megadeth stand out, because his vocal style is different, so it gives them a more of a different type feel when you listen to it. So you're used to listening to somebody yelling at you. Dave has this weird, people would say weird vocal style, but it's different, and it makes the band stand out more. So on this album, he's just discovering what he can do with his voice, so it doesn't vary that much. But for what the music that's written on this album, which is fast-paced thrash, then it does fit to the sound of the band. Dave Mustaine, the riffage, the guitar tone is very, it's not really up there, but for what it is, it's very good, because the riffage, you can hear all the different types of riffs, and the guitar tone, some people say it's kind of low, but at the same time, I enjoy it because this is their first attempt. Don't expect a perfect record, or a perfect sounding record, let's say that, at the first try. So they tried their best with what they could do with the money that they still had left. So that's what it is. Chris Poland on lead guitar. Dave Mustaine and Chris both do leads, since Dave was originally supposed to do leads in Metallica, so they switched off leads. I enjoy all the solos on this album. The sound is very what you'd expect from guitar solos. So the guitar tone for the rhythm and lead are both, at best, what they could be at the time for what the money that they did have. So it's not that terrible to the point where you can't understand what riffage is happening. But in my mind, I was like, I wish it was a little bit better. Like, what would it sound like if they didn't spend any of the money that they did? What would it sound like? Maybe it would have sounded like a Ride the Lightning, that kind of production. That would have been interesting to hear with the songs, this material. Just saying, just throwing that out there. Gar, who is the drummer, he has a great drumming style. It really fits with all the songs that are going on. He's just very fast-paced drummer, and he knows how to write drum parts. He knows how to follow along with Dave and Chris and Dave Ellefson, the bass guitarist. He knows how to follow along and just play like it's nothing. And it's just a very good drummer. Very, very good. I was really impressed by what he could do following this really fast-paced riffage and the fast-paced songs that are put together. I'm just, props to him. Props to him. Dave Ellefson on bass and backing vocals. The bass, you can hear the bass in a lot of areas, and I really enjoy that. So, it's not like one of those typical bands. They don't let the bass shine or let the bass be heard that well. So, I was glad that the bass was very audible. Altogether, the sound of this band is at best as what it could be for the money that they had. But, yes, so that's my thoughts on the sound of the band. All the songs altogether are very, very powerful. They all have a unique thing that makes them different than any of the other songs on the album. So I just enjoyed each individual song. And one key thing I do want to mention, actually two things, sorry, is that the first thing is I love the piano bit that started out this album. Now, I don't remember exactly because it doesn't mention in my cheat sheet what it's from, but that piano bit is from something. And I think Dave Mustaine played it. I think he played it. I'm not 100% sure if he played the piano bit, but yes, I loved that piano bit opening up the album. It was different, and it really made it stand out. On to the second thing, which I think is the most, I don't know if it turned people away from Megadeth when this first came out, but if I saw it back in the day, I wouldn't pick it up. The album cover for this album was from the record company Combat Records, because Dave had this idea, which is but the idea that he have is finally on the remastered CD version. You can actually see the actual picture he wanted, which is very, very cool looking. But the original picture just looks terrible. It's very crappy. It's very just ugly. It's not appealing. And I wouldn't doubt it if people turned away from this band seeing that, because I would if I saw that. So that's what it is. But all in all, I want to say again is that this album has a lot of different elements that are going into it with these songs, because the songs vary between very fast to slower. That's kind of what it is. There's no like actual slow. It's kind of like medium, faster, fastest. That's kind of how it is for this album. There's a lot of variety going on. I just enjoy each song for what it is, and I just really wish that the mixing was just a little bit better, and just the production was a little bit better. but it's not, and we all know why. But yes, I think this is a great way to start out Megadeth. This is a great way for them to show themselves, to show the world who they are and what they're capable of. And I'm excited to see what the next album's going to be. After hearing all these songs and really just getting into what Megadeth is, really understanding the lyrics, really understanding the song structure, I'm excited to see what the next album is going to be and what it's going to provide to me. So I'm excited, so I hope you guys are too. If you like the video, like the video. And if you want to see more of my reviews, subscribe for more reviews of metal, and comment down below and tell me your favorite track on the album and why. Also want to say the rating. If I had to rate this album, I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. If the production was better, it would be pushed up to a 9, maybe even higher, but an 8.5 out of 10 is a very solid way for Megadeth to start out, but very fast-paced songs, but 8.5, that's my thing. So I'm excited to see what the next record's going to be. So there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys soon.